Okay, I don't even know where to start. I really don't even know where to start. My plans have gone upside down. A package that wasn't supposed to be here like till like a month. They were being built in Germany, and all of a sudden these have showed up. I'm super excited. I've never had a pair. These are so nice. It took forever to get them, to save up for them, and then even when I had them in the cart, it took forever just to press the buy. So I want to open these things on camera. I'm sure lots of you have already had these, but like, I've never had something this nice for my car. It's a lot of money, you know? So, my suspension for my Mark II has came in. This thing has been through like 2 or 3 different suspensions, and I just didn't like the feel, or you know, the ride height that I put it at, I didn't like it. The oil pan was too low or whatnot. So like, it's gonna take a lot to get this to where I want it. But this was the first step, and man, I'm super, super happy. KW, let's open these bad boys up. I cannot believe these have showed up. They were a month out, they said. They said they were gonna have to make them in Germany and then ship them over. So, you know, I was thinking about just putting this car to the side, focusing on the shell that I just got and everything, and now everything's pushed away. Like, if I can get my suspension on my car, get the sway bars I want on my car, and actually do a road trip or drive this thing before I put it away for winter, that's key. You know, that is key for this. Like, I thought it was over for this car, you know, until the springtime, you know, put the suspension on this winter, but they're here. I've never had suspension this nice. I'm sure, you know, a lot of you have, but this is a really expensive part for me. I've never bought something this expensive for a car before. So I'm super excited to open this thing up. Oh my goodness. I'll put the time right here. If you guys don't want to see this, I'll put the time to whatever is going to be next on this. All the paperwork. That's so cool. Little dial for the dampening on them. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh my gosh. Look how nice this is. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. So sick. Oh my gosh, look at these things. Look how nice they are. That is so sick. I've got a lot of cleaning and moving this stuff, and so I can get a nice clear space to put this suspension on, put the new sway bars on, and I'm really excited to work on my Mark II again. You know, because it's been like a year. Like, I got done with the swap, and it's just been, I haven't really done anything to it except for some spacers and, you know, change out the suspension when I was trying different suspensions and everything. But this is the first step, you know, to be getting it to where I want it to be. I got the front bar in, and this is a way bigger bar. The one I took off in the other video, it was a smaller new speed one. This one's way bigger, so I got that on here. I got my front suspension. I'll show you. Got my front suspension on. There's the way bigger bar. So, you know, that's where I'm at. I'll show you a picture right here that I had on my Instagram. Engine hoist holding up the engine. It was crazy. I had to drop the subframe so much to get that big bar from underneath. So I'm gonna just make sure all my bolts are tight on the front end, and then I gotta get these big ones. These are the biggest jack stands I have, and I really like how tall they go. So I'm gonna switch these out for some smaller ones and put the car down a little bit in the front, and then put the back really high up so I can have plenty to room to work on the rear suspension and the sway bar. Okay, so first thing I need to do, I need to check if I have the rear bolt for the shock. I need to check if I have a longer one, because I don't think I do. There you go. And if I need to go get one, I need to go get it before it gets too late. So the bolt I'm talking about, obviously you guys have probably done this before. The bolt that goes through the shock to the rear beam. If you guys can see that. I guess I can take off this little. That bolt has to be, I don't know how much longer, but I need to take one out to see if I can match it up to a longer one. Because I knew I was gonna do this in the future, so I think I might have got 4 of them when I did the 1.8T build. When I put that sway bar on, I think I might have got some. So I need to take this off. I'm gonna see if I can find a longer one for my rear sway bar. And I need to see on the rear beam if it has holes already, because that's what, if you guys don't know, they're the bottom of the rear beam. That's what these go into and just bolt down to. I don't think mine have the holes, so I'm gonna check just to make sure I don't have to drill those out and measure. Pulled the bolt out. I think I found one that will work, just a little bit longer. My internet is so terrible. I just did an Instagram post or story because I want to ask some questions about using the Autotech hollow one. I have a solid, feels way more beefy. I can't remember who makes that, but I don't have the hardware to put it on. Like I have all the hardware for the Autotech one, so story is not loading, my internet sucks, so I think I'm just gonna drill the holes for the Autotech one, and then if I look into it and see that the solid one is gonna be way better, which I think it is, I'll just order or try to find the right hardware to put that on. But I have all the hardware. Like realistically, I just have to drill 2 holes and this thing's gonna go right on. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to put the rear suspension on. Well, actually, I'll put the rear suspension on probably first, and then do the sway bar. Got the suspension on, got the sway bar finally. Look at all the metal, because you have to drill the holes on the beam for it to go into. And I'm so glad I found instructions to put it on. I still need to put the beam or put that like that way, but found instructions online to put it to a Mark II, so I knew how much to do it from the beam and how far apart they should be all the way. So yeah, I just gotta get, ooh, you know what, I need to take that off. I need to put a washer on this side and then the nut side, and then tighten everything up. I did some research about solid sway bars and hollow, and it seems backwards, you know, but the hollow ones are actually, when you have them bent and all up in there, they're a lot stiffer than these solid ones, which is pretty crazy. So that's pretty awesome that I put that one on there. The only thing is, it's really close on this side to where my exhaust is. So I don't know, might have to dent my exhaust in or try to, I think I can bend it to move it over. Oh, I got a bracket right there. Maybe I can bend that bracket or move it over a little bit. So it's late, that's gonna be it for tonight. I'm gonna put it down on the ground tomorrow and get the adjustments just right. I need to figure out my wheel situation. I love the wheels. These tires are terrible. These were on my old Mark III TDI from like, man, 7-8 years ago. These tires are just some crappy tires I just used for, you know, long trips and everything. I need to find what tire I want. And if I'm gonna keep these on 15s, I would like to put 16s to get the car up off the ground a little bit more. So, kind of looking for wheels. Don't really want to buy any. Trying to figure out that whole deal. So, I don't know. But that's probably going to be it for tonight. Pick it up tomorrow. Good morning. So, back out in the garage finally. So yeah, I got everything pretty much done last night. So now I'm going to go through and check all my bolts in the rear and in the front. And then I think I might put some different wheels on and see how they look. I have a couple sets, but I don't know. I really want some like 16s. If those were 4x100, I'd probably put those on, but they're 4x108. They're going on the Audi. So yeah, tighten all the bolts, put it down, and start getting the measurement right, and then move on to something else today. So, got the wheels on, got the alignment a little bit better in the front. I have been staring at this for quite a while. And believe me, this is where I would love to have it sitting. I like to have a little bit of rake, so I like it down in the front a little bit and a little bit taller in the back, but I can't drive like this. The way I like to drive cars, like this will be rubbing so bad, and then my oil pan is about 1 inch off the ground right there, so I'm gonna go up in the front, but then I think it's gonna look too level. I don't like that, so I'm probably gonna have to go up in the rear just a little bit. Try to keep, because there's a gap all the way around the tire. Right now, it's a little bit less on top, so if I go a little bit up, it'll have that gap all the way around. And the suspension, it's brand new, so it's still gonna settle, so it'll probably come down a little bit, but as you can see, the front is really far down. So that's just too far down. Like, I'm sure when I hit holes or hit bumps, it's gonna come up and hit the fender. So I'm probably gonna go up at least 1 inch in the front, and then it's gonna settle still, so probably have to bring it up a little bit more. But man, if I could leave it just maybe up just a tiny bit in the front right now, if I could leave the whole thing like that. But man, it's feels like it kind of transformed the car looking like this. It's pretty crazy, actually. I love my Sebrings, but they don't stick out at all. They're like sunken in. I think the ET is 35 on these, where the Sebrings, I don't know what they are, but they're really far in, you know, sunken into the car. So I don't want to do it. I'm gonna take some pictures of it looking like this, and then I'm gonna raise it up and then get it out. And it's actually turned out sunny for a second, so I'm gonna get it out in the sun after I raise it up. So this is interesting now that I have these beefy boy sway bars on. When I lifted one side before, that side would not come up like that. I can't wait to drive this thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna raise it up a little bit, probably raise up the back a little bit, and then see if that looks a little bit better. I don't want any rubbing. So now that I have the ride height where I think I want it, it just depends when I drive it, if I'm gonna put it up more. If it's scraping, you know, I'll put it up more, but I still have to. This is just the kind of testing this, because you know, if you guys don't know where I got these rims, I'll put a link up right here showing where I got them, but I only have 3. I have one coming, Bo from the Netherlands. He found me one. He's sending it, so it's gonna be here sometime this winter, so then I'll get it powder coated this color, and then I'll have 4 for next summer. But I also wanna get different tires. And these are 195 by 50, and usually I get, I think 40 or 45, but I kinda like the 50s. I can use the 15-inch rim, and the tire gets my car up off the ground a little bit more. I don't mind more tread to get it up off the ground, and you know, I think it handles a little bit better with better sidewalls anyways. It's comfier ride. So right now what I'm doing, I'm looking up KW's manual and seeing what they recommend for the front, because these have dampening for the front and the rear. So I'm just kind of reading this. I'm gonna go set the rear up, and then I'll set the front. I don't think I'm gonna drive. It looks like a big rainstorm's coming in again, but yeah, I'm tired. Like, I've been adjusting the back and the front and going up a little bit, and I kind of got the situation where, so I have one Sebring in the back, and it's kind of messing the whole system up. I think it's a little bit bigger, so it's throwing everything off. So that is annoying, but I'm just gonna leave it how it is. And I'm gonna do the, like I said, the rear dampening, do the front, and call it good. All right, that's gonna be it for today. I got the dampening set to 9 in front, 12 in the back. That's what they recommended, so I'm just gonna try that out first. Yeah, I'm probably gonna drive the car with that other wheel in the back, because I have to. I just wanna feel how it's gonna be. But you know, this next like spring time when the weather gets nice again, that's when I'm really gonna start driving this car and diving into it, because you know, the sway bars in the KW coilovers is like the first step in the suspension. I still have brand new Autotech front with the packaging, a little paper still, and the rear to put on this next summer. But I want to feel what the car is going to be like without those first. I want to see when I put the rear bar on in the front, what it's going to do to the car. So it's starting to rain outside. I have stuff outside I need to get put away and everything that I've left out. I did do the first thing to that car today. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. I took off that stupid sticker that was on top, got the heat gun out, and I finally got that sticker off. But that's going to be it for today. I'm tired. I've been in here since the morning doing the suspension, little tweaks here and there. It's time consuming, takes forever, but I'm super stoked to where I've gotten this car. Those sway bars, it's gonna make such a huge difference. I'm gonna clean up the back end. I gotta go, it's raining, I got stuff out there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video.